Hey everybody, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 17, and welcome back to the Western Shore. It is day 6 of summer, and we are definitely winding down this map. I can't do no more. I really can't. It's getting too hectic, too crazy off camera to keep everything up to date, but I think we got a few more episodes to go. So we're down here at our grove. I brought down 60,000 liters of manure, 2 piles of 30,000. That's all that our trailer would hold. So I've been keeping these greenhouses topped off with manure and water. And then behind us you saw, this is a round bale storage facility. It's very cool. It's been out for, well, FS17. It's been out for a minute, but it's a really good mod. It's got these little blackboards up front. And the trigger is up here somewhere. Basically, you just get a bale in it, and it stacks them back there automatically. And then when you want to get a bale out, it's over here somewhere. Anyway, you open it up, and it spits the bales out, and you load them up. I also traded in our dually trailer for a Flegel auto loader. And we're going to teleport a little bit today. We have to, because we've got too many different places on the map to be. So speaking of the map, we got all our corn in, field 629091. That's a little more corn than I anticipated. We're going to have a lot of corn. Then we have our sunflower down here. Field 70 and 71 have both been plowed. I put hard manure on them, and then I plowed them, right? So that gave us the double fert buff. And now one of them needs cultivated. The other one needs to, we're going to put soybeans in it. Right, so that's what's going on there. And we're also going to start on our grass work today. But in the meantime, let us go to Bramble Lane, if I can find it. Let's see, right there. Yeah, Bramble Lane. So here's why I got the dually. I'm sorry, I got rid of the dually and got the Flegel. Here's why. I left the gate open. It's no good. When we look in our barn here, at our bales, we've got a bale problem. So last year I made too many silage bales and not enough hay bales. But the problem is, as we've been pulling them out, it's gotten a little not good back here. So I can't see any way that I could get more bales stacked in here neatly without it turning into just an absolute disaster. It's not realistic. It's not immersive. It would trigger my OCD. It's just bad news. And I think we're also getting some FPS. We're getting a little bit of chug at this farm, and I think it may be because of all these bales. So we built that other facility. As we make hay bales this spring and this summer, we're going to take them down there. I don't think we need to make any silage bales. What do you say? Are we covered on silage bales for a minute? Yeah, I think maybe we are. So we're going to make hay bales with first cut. Maybe not all of first cut, but at least get, I don't know, probably 40 or 50 hay bales put up. And then the rest can go down to the BGA. But we're going to empty this barn out, see if that helps with our FPS problems. And also, I just don't have time to manually stack. I mean, this took hours. And for us to, we could either dump bales on top of here. I don't want to do that. Or we could pull every bale out of here and then restack them neatly. Ain't no way I'm doing that. I'm just not going to do it. I don't have enough time as it is. And for something like that, that would be ridiculous. So we did get the auto stacking barn, the auto stacking shed, and we got an auto stacking trailer. And as we're winding down, I think, like we talked about, I don't know that there's just going to be a day where the farm kind of shits the bed and we're done. As much as it's going to taper. It's going to get more and more difficult. It's going to get more and more cumbersome. And then at some point we'll have to cut it off. But there's not going to be a moment where it's like, yeah, okay, we're done. We'll lead up to that moment. And so as we're getting closer, I'm sort of avoiding it, I guess, with things like auto loading and you know what I mean? So that's where we're at. And we'll get back up here to the top of the hill. Oh, no, we can't do this because we have to get our other two going before we do grass work. Moment, please. So if we go here, yeah, we can go to this one. We're going to teleport down to field 70 to the T-dub and get this going with our cultivator. So we'll start this up. We will open this up. We're going to do field work in field confirming field 70 right there. Right, like so. and like so, and a couple of those, and one of those, and then we need to go right over here, more or less. So yeah, I love this farm, man. I really, really do. And adding facilities to it, you know, building out that grove, and getting our solar farm going, and looking forward to getting a kind of a whole energy company going down there. We're going to cultivate this field. We can drive on it just a little bit. Just a little bit, not a lot. It really is an amazing map, and I can't believe how long it's been fun. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but I mean, we just keep go down here, and then like that. Yep. I can't believe how long this map has stayed good. It really is amazing. I love it. So we'll turn that off. We'll go here. We'll go to first waypoint. Set that up like that. We'll go here. Set this right here. Hop out of there. Hop out of here. And confirm that our worker is working. Then we'll go get our 5600 going with our planter. We'll get our soybeans going. And then we'll finish off with a little bit of grass work. And I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what kind of resolution you got, but there's some trees floating in the sky. Oh, sky swap mod. All right, this seems to be working. Perfect. Let's go get our 5600 going. Yeah, I hate to let the map go, but it's every time I do things off camera, it takes longer and longer and longer. And I don't want to get to a point where I don't like the map or where I'm sick of it. You know, I'd rather leave it on a high note. So let's go another few episodes and then we'll call it. All right, and our 5600, I believe, is right. Is it? Is it right here? It is right there. Beautiful. So we'll hop in our 5600. Now these fields have 2 layers of fert, which means we can activate fertilizer in course play. And this is field 7-1. So we come here, fertilizing and seeding, field 7-1. Right like there. One of those. 2 of those. Like so. And where are we going? Looks like right over yonder. All right. This tractor is a little too small for this planter. And I did, you'll see when we get up to our JCB, I did bump the motor up. We were at 195 horsepower. I did bump it up to 230. It's the biggest motor you can put in that tractor because we had to get mowers. And there were specific mowers that I wanted to get for a specific reason. And they pull 160 for the butterflies and 70 for the front. So 230, and I was able to put 230 in there. And I know, we said 200 horsepower was going to be our maximum, but had to make an exception. So, yeah, let's see what I came up with. It's a cool mod. It's a mod that I've used in the past, and I had to track it down again. It's elusive. It is an elusive mod, but it's a good one. All right, so we'll go down here and get this going. Right about like in here somewhere. Carefully. All right. So now we turn this off. Set the brake because we're creeping backwards for some reason. We confirm that we are on soybeans. We are on soybeans. We confirm that we can plant soybeans right now. We can. Off. Okay. Brake is off. We go here. First waypoint, fertilizer is active. Get to work. All right. Let's see how this thing does. All right. Off they go. Beautiful. Soybeans. All right. So now we go to our JCB. So these mowers, let me pull forward a little bit. You'll be able to see them better. And we're going to make hay bales in these 2 fields up on top of the hill because they have the least grade to them. And I know they have fence and hedge and stone wall all around them. because I don't want to be chasing bales around. So these mowers, I don't know if you know these mowers. They still say beta? I don't know, man. They might be stolen. I don't know. But they have a swather on them. They are butterflies with a swather. I think they're from 15. I don't know. There's a lot I don't know about this game. Let's pull forward just a bit more. But the reason I want these is we can save a step and not always rake, right? So like when we're just picking up grass for silage, if we can swath it and not have to rake it and save that step, we save time, and time is what we don't have enough of. So I did look long and hard to find this mower, and I'm glad I found it. All right, so we'll unfold these. We'll unfold these, and then if we come back here, this is I don't even remember how you raise and lower these things. It's something kind of funny. Yeah, it's like that one, and then this one is like that one. No. Yeah, that's it. It shares a button. Nope. Don't need you yet. Still raising this. There we go. Thank you. All right, and that one is up as well. Right, so that is not swathing. So we'll start this. And then we'll start this. Right? We'll lower that. We'll lower those. Let's back our cruise control down just a bit more. And let's put it in the right gear. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. That was easy. So I did, what else did I do? I sold our field containers, right? We had our two field containers full of digestate. I got rid of those. Reason being, we've got fields that are closer to the BGA now, so we can just fill our tanker at the BGA and take it up and use it on those fields. And then the grass fields that are further away from the BGA are closer to the farm. And for those, we can use all the slurry that we're making both at the dairy and the pigs, right? So we've got, when you combine the two, I feel like we've got natural fertilizer, I guess if you want to call it, for our grass fields. We have access to that on both sides of the farm. One side closer to the BGA, the other side closer to the farm, but it splits our grass fields. And then we're using mostly hard manure for our arable fields. So I think that makes sense, and I mean, it got us 10 grand because it got us 20 grand. We were able to sell those for 10,000 a piece used. So we got 20 grand, and that was nice. And we got rid of them, and it did frustrate me that they were constantly like wiggling and bouncing all over the field. I had to keep putting them back where we wanted them. So we got rid of those. That freed up a little space. I was going to put a slurry tank over in our clear cut area out there at about 2 o'clock. But because there's a crest there, kind of a peak, a ridge, whatever you want to call it, all the slurry tanks and digestate tanks that I could find placeable, right, they didn't really place well. Nothing really looked good up there. So we'll just make trips back and forth to the VGA. But again, if we're getting close to being done with this map, if we're going to finish this map up, say this fall, then we don't really need to worry too much about what we're going to do with digestate and slurry and that sort of thing. We can begin to look toward closing things down. Save game. You good? Every time I look over there now, every time I look at that clear cut area, all I can visualize is when we have our wind turbines up there. I think 2, maybe 3, I don't know. But it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful when it's done. So, yep, I love this map, but it's getting to be time to say goodbye to it. And I'm trying to think what else. We have 150 pigs. They are reproducing nicely. Our sheep are reproducing, and they're making a ton of wool. I think we're going to have another 12 pallets of wool to sell for another 120 grand. And that will be another solar panel for over yonder. And we can just continue kind of growing things out and expanding things out in our little energy park over there. The Grove you saw, we placed that bale storage building, so that is good. There's not a lot of room for anything else down there. And I realize we're going to have bales not quite on the other side of the map, but they're going to be down there a ways. there's no other flat place that I could find to put that bale storage building. And I noticed, at least I can't seem to find a placeable area on this map. It could be that Bullet Bill didn't include one for a specific reason. Could be that he just ran out of space, didn't see need for it. I'm not sure, but I know I don't see an empty flat place on the map where we could put things like slurry storage, digestate storage, or bale storage, or some of those other things. So it's not a big deal, not the end of the world, but we do have to spread things out a little bit. Although it's getting to the point where I'm driving so much on this map that driving a little bit more, it's like it almost doesn't matter. It seems sometimes like half of my time on this map, 2/3 of my time on this map is driving. I mean, even taking milk down 2 and 3 and sometimes 4 times a day, it's money, right? I like money, but a lot of driving, a lot of driving. And it's so narrow. I know there's Courseplay. You can use Courseplay to send vehicles hither and yon. And there's also, what's the name of the other one? There's another, it's like almost like a GPS, but then you have to build the courses per map, almost like a guidance system. I don't know. I may not be explaining it right. I can't remember the name of it. And I've tried it before. I feel like it can work, but I never really got it to work. So let's lift these. I never really got it to work properly. I never got it to work in a way that made me think, yeah, this is a mod that makes sense. I understand why a modder created this, because it can do, these things, or it can do this. I never really got it to do anything. But that would be fantastic if we could just hop in a vehicle and say, okay, now head to the dairy. But with traffic and those tight, narrow lanes and more realistic, I wouldn't trust the vehicles. Let's get on some cruise control here so we don't start speeding. I wouldn't trust vehicles in traffic, and that means we'd have to turn traffic off. And again, now we're getting away from immersion, and we're getting to that point where we're maybe not compromising the way that we farm sim, but we're making so many allowances and accommodations that we're drifting away from the spirit of how we play, which is, for the most part, pretty immersive. I feel like we try to be as immersive as possible. So I'd rather, just take this map to a nice comfortable conclusion. We'll just wrap it up. And that will be probably this fall in-game. So it's spring now. We do still need to harvest our poplar. That's something that is important to me. We spent a lot of time getting it in there, and I think we may be able to make a lot of money when we get it out of there. So I would really like to do that. And I'm told, I don't know offhand, so I can't confirm this, but I'm told that once you plant poplar, it grows for like 2 or 3 seasons. You don't have to plant it again. You can just continue harvesting it. So if that is the case, that's unfortunate that we did that so late in the game and we'll only be able to harvest it the one time. But you know what? So it goes. So it goes. All right, so we lift the front. Now we lift the rear. All right, we'll back this up. We may or may not finish mowing this field. I hope we do. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we will. I hope we do, because I'd like to get on our new tedder that we just bought. And I did not buy a rake yet. I did not buy a loading wagon yet. And those are those things that, when I look at the spread of equipment that we have, I'm sort of curious, like, why do we not have this? Why do we have this, but not this? Why do we have one of these, but none of those? So as we make pig money, and in another couple days, keep in mind, we will have another, 450,000 from pigs. So money is about to become meaningless, and if we want to buy a 100,000 euro rake, we can, the next time we sell pigs, we can pay our loan down to 0. We can pay our loan down to 0 and buy a 100,000 euro piece of equipment, a 100,000 pound piece of equipment. And that is, when we think back to days when we didn't know how we were going to buy seed or buy fertilizer or cover our interest on our loan overnight, because we were that broke. to be at a place where money has, yeah, it more or less has no meaning, because we will own everything we want. We have all the fields we need to buy. We'll have all the equipment we need to buy. And we'll have our loan paid down to zero. And at that point, we'll just be making money. Even looking at sunflower prices and soybean prices, I think they're 1,000 pounds a ton. And I estimate we'll get 100,000 out of each of those fields. So that's 100 grand per field. So that's 200,000 just in the fields we're looking at. Plus we'll be putting up food for our pigs. We'll have to bank most of our wheat because we'll need that for our dairy and our pigs. But yeah, I feel like when we sold pigs this spring, I know last year we made some money, but I feel like the first time we sold pigs this spring, that's when we really turned the corner. That's when we really became profitable on this map. And we still have a few details to fill in as far as clearing the loan and any other small equipment that we need to buy, which I think is just going to be a rake and a loading wagon. Is it not? Yeah, I think that's all we'll need to buy. But once we get that equipment bought, once we get the loan cleared, then it is 100% profit from here on out. And we're still, I look at big profit like the pigs, but we're still making 25,000 a day from the dairy. We're still making 25,000 a day from the grove. We're going to start making money daily from our solar panels. So it'll get to a point not too very distant in the future where we're making like 100,000 a day in passive income, even when we're not bringing in crops or selling pigs or anything else. And at 24 days per year, right? 6-day seasons, 24 days per year. That's like 2.4 million per year passive income. Oh, that's 2 wind turbines right there. So it all came together. I feel really good about the way we worked this map. And I also was thinking, it's been months since we've been on this map, has it not? Yeah, it's been months. And I was thinking, what a different place the world was when we started on this map compared to what's happening in the world right now. And man, you never know. You never can tell. When I started this map, it would never have occurred to me that as we were playing it, we would like go into lockdown and there'd be like global quarantine and right cabin fever and all kinds of things going on. I just, I saw a wonderful map and thought, hey, let's play it. But it has really been, a lot has happened in the world, a lot has happened in my life, and a lot has happened on this farm in the time that we've been playing it. So I know I probably take sim gaming more seriously than I ought to, but things like that really kind of resonate with me that, this sim gaming, I don't know, hobby, this thing that we've found, it's a pretty cool hobby. Whatever it is, I really like it. There's something to it. So we're at 23 minutes. We got, 3 more passes? I think we'll at least be able to get our tedder fired up. Right, we'll bring it in here and get it going. And I might just make 1 pass or 1 headland, but we'll definitely get that going and then we'll call it. So yeah, 2, maybe 3. 2, maybe 3. Through here, I see some, it looks like grass in the field there. It looks like old grass, and I'm curious why that's still there. You see that? I would think that would have rotted away by now with seasons. I'm curious why that's there. Does it not rot if it's on the ground? Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, because if you don't pick it up, it rots. If you don't pick it up, it goes away. I don't know. It seems like we've got some leftovers in this field. It could be that is just part of the custom texture pack, and that's something that the map maker or somebody else came up with to give grass fields more of an accurate, appropriate feeling. I don't know. It's all a mystery to me, man. I do like working up on this hill because you can just see forever. The sight lines on this map are beautiful. It's the first game I've ever played where the prequel, the previous one, whatever you want to call it, the prequel outdoes the sequel. I'm going to keep playing 17. We'll see what the future brings with the Farm Simulator franchise. But, you know, franchises come and go. When was the last time you played a Medal of Honor game? Maybe 19 will be the last one. I don't want that to be the case, but we'll see what happens. I'm also curious how many bales we get out of this field. I want about 40, and I'm thinking these fields will be good for about 20 apiece. If that's the case, then these two fields will cover our hay bales, and the 3 fields that are sort of in front of us, 66 up on top of the hill, and then those 2 right there sort of ahead of us and to our left, those will all go down to the BGA, which you can also see in front of us there, so that is not too far away at all. And then the fields behind us, we don't need any silage bales, and I don't think we're going to need any more hay bales this year, so I'm guessing all of that can just go for silage. All of it can just go down to the BGA. And even our corn, and we'll calculate after we've fed our pigs, we'll calculate how much corn we used to go through that cycle, because that's a fairly static cycle, I want to say, every time. So we'll start with 25 pigs, we'll get up to what, 300, 350. We'll sell those, we'll repeat the process, and then at the end of the breeding season, we'll drop down to 25 again. So we'll be able to calculate, if we do that same cycle every year, how much corn did we go through this year, and how much corn will we need every subsequent year, right? If what we have left in the silo this year plus 1 field equals what we need for next year, then we've got 2 fields that can be taken down to the BGA as silage. And we'll need to rent a forage harvester to do that. But it's possible, I mean, we got 2 pits at the BGA. It's possible if one of them has grass in it that only one of our cornfields will go for pig food and the other will go for silage at the BGA, and we'll make even more money. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to get like smug about it, because we have put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this map, and I've tried to make really good decisions about, you know, the best way to grow our economy. But it is a nice feeling, like I said, to be at a place where you realize, look at that we're about to have all the money we could ever want, and then some. So it's a nice feeling. It worked. Our plan was successful, and we stayed true to our limitations that we put on the map as far as horsepower, although this tractor, this episode, did go from 195 to 230, so we didn't stay under 200 horsepower the whole time. And I did rent a Big M off camera once. So for the most part, we stuck with the spirit of our goal to have a small, low horsepower farm. I think it worked really well, and it's very satisfying to be profitable. So this is 29 minutes, so let's do this. Let's lift this. All right, lift that one, fold it, lift that one, fold that one. Wait a minute, before we fold that, I think, if I recall, yeah, I think these need to be down when you fold it. Pardon me. Small desk, big mouse. So we'll take that one there, and then we'll take this one here. Yeah, and every time we do that, this window's going to pop open. Oh, shared commands. All right, so we'll get rid of that. And now we can fold these. I seem to remember that if you try to fold those with the swathers up, yeah, they'll bang into each other. All right, they very nearly bang into each other anyway. All right. So let's put this right here. Right about here? Yeah, right here. Put this right here, out of the way. We will set the brake. We will also leave it running, because it's been working hard. We'll come over here, we'll hop in our 1255, which on paper has enough horsepower to pull this tedder. And it is a base game tedder, so it's MR. And hopefully, between the MR that I installed in the 1255 and the MR that Doral built for our tedder, hopefully everything plays nicely and cooperates, and this all works out for us. All right, here we go. So we bring this right in here. And this is, I want to say this is the widest tedder that's available. I know. Small equipment, right? Things are getting too hectic. We need bigger equipment. So we'll get this gate closed right back here. Right, like so. Beautiful. And we'll get this thing going. And I'll just start a pass and we'll call it there. So, break this off. Over here. Yeah, we can just loop back around to where we were. All right. I don't know if you noticed when we came across the top of the hill, we did not get the "you do not own this field" warning, because we own all these fields now, so no competition. All right, so we'll slow this down. We'll set the cruise control. Need to back the camera out just a little bit so I can see this whole thing. There it is. Yeah, there you have it. We'll call it right there. Next episode we'll pick up with the rake and the baler, and we'll also use our new auto-loading trailer to take these bales down to our new auto-loading warehouse. There you have it. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 17. This is the Western Shore. We'll see you next time. Take care now.